Alright, JP there with you, back with another chapter of Chrysanthemum Tea. And we are picking up exactly where we left off with something happening to the parents of the protagonist here. Alright, let's see where this one goes. What could have happened this time? Rena, what are you doing here? And how do you have a key to my house? Theodore, I told you to do one simple thing, and that was to call your parents. How could you mess up something that simple? You told me to call them as soon as possible. It's 10 already. Is this all in the same day? It's 10 already. Did you call this as soon as possible? I tried calling them earlier, but nobody picked up. What do you expect me to do after that? I could only call them later. Rena looked frustrated. She plopped down on one of the chairs with her head in her hands. This is bad, Theo. What happened anyway? Did they call you? It's your mother. Your father just passed away. Yep. Called the death thing. Called it pretty good. I still love this garden. It was the start to everything. Caused me so much pain. I can even say that it ruined my life. But it's still so beautiful. It's so fresh. I feel alive for once. I guess that's how people are. Beautiful and end up showing their true colors in the end. It's something that I can't prevent anymore. Will it happen again? Hello? Theo, I kept on calling you, but you couldn't pick up. Is keeping in contact with you just too difficult? I can't believe I agreed to letting you move there. Haven't you heard about the rumors about this? I want to do right, yet this game keeps making me do wrong. Look, I heard that Dad died. I just wanted to ask how you are. How am I? How do you think I am? That's a good point. Mom, please don't cry. Don't tell me what to do. Really? You were the one who left us even when we told you not to. Don't suddenly act like you're responsible now. At least I'm trying to help. I know you must really be upset, and that was the basic gist of our conversation. It was full of blaming and defending between the both of us. All I could feel was the sadness invoked throughout the entire phone call. It didn't help how insensitive I was either. I just couldn't stand her wailing and how she wouldn't let me talk. Her husband, your father, is dead. He died. He's dead. And your reaction is that... whatever. Now I'm sitting on one of the chairs and I'm staring at the floor. I didn't dare to take my eyes off of it. I don't know how long I've even been sitting here for. Theo, I understand it must be hard for you. Why is Rena crying about something that happened to me? You're still here? I can't just leave you like this. I don't know how to feel, Rena. Of course I feel upset, but I don't know. Whatever problem you had with them, you couldn't hate them to the extent of not caring for them, right? Not like I hated them, Rena. I just misunderstood them. What did your mom say? She said that there might be a funeral in a few days. You should visit her. She might feel upset. Yeah, I'm planning to. I should have just called them when you told me to. You tried calling them. It's not your fault that your mom didn't pick up. I know. I just feel like this could have been prevented earlier. You should get some sleep. It's really late. Of course. I don't know whether you'll turn up at school, but I'm coming over later. You don't have to. I'm still coming. See you later. Rena, wait. Again with that transition. Wow. Bye. I heard Rena's footsteps getting faster down the corridor. That girl. I know that I cared for my father. That's why everything felt so heavy for me when Rena told me he passed away. Was that why I blamed myself for his death? What? But I hated how we kept on clinging to the bitterness of the past. Sometimes I wish I felt more sympathetic to my mother. I can see why she was upset with me now. I wonder why. She wouldn't have taken in this if she didn't care for me, would she? She wouldn't have... I said what I said. I also didn't want to make the same mistakes I made before. I felt like this was what Chris meant when she said those words. If Chris hadn't have told me that, I wouldn't have felt reluctant to talk to my. I would have felt reluctant to talk to my mother just now. Get it together, JP. How would she have felt then? I saw how Chris was when she was upset and reminiscent about something. It gave off a weird dissonance, something which I didn't want to see. If that was how it was, I couldn't imagine how she would have felt. Good afternoon, Theo. I said you didn't have to come. That doesn't mean I can't come. Your friends told me that you came to college, but I didn't see you. I didn't want to stay there too long. I couldn't really focus in class. How was your day? Boring as usual. That must have been fun. I also went over to that fortune shop. Why would you go there? Didn't you already conclude your shopping trip there? I didn't just go there to buy bracelets. I wanted to try out that fortune-telling service. Really? Why would you do that? I don't know. I felt like it. It's really just a waste of money. I waste my money on a lot of useless things, so you don't have to worry about that. At least she doesn't. At least she knows. Who did you see there? Who else? That bubbly assistant and an old lady. Old lady? It must be Ming, the owner of the shop. She was kind of creepy. She acted like one of those old ladies in television who could see the future and blabber cryptic messages. No wonder nobody goes to that shop. I would have guessed myself. The shop really needs somebody like that assistant to brighten up the mood there. Huh? Did her attitude win you over too? What? I'm just stating the truth. The only thing that stood out there was her cheerful demeanor. Sure, I'm completely convinced. Are those two the only people who run that shop? It seems like it. There wouldn't need to be a lot of people to run that dusty old shack. Even you admit that that place isn't all that perfect. I never said it was perfect. Excuse me, I couldn't pull up my... Gotta make notes of all this stuff. It seemed like it. You kept on talking about how beautiful all the jewelry was and how you wanted to buy all their things. Appearance isn't the only thing that matters. But you... Alright, let's go with that. Do you want me to get you some water? No, thanks. Alright, I'll get you some. I'm thirsty anyway. She must be deaf, or have short-term memory. It should most likely be the latter, given how she can't recall a single word said in class. I was left in the room in silence for a moment. I was looking around at the dull items in the house. Wow, I never realized how boring my house was. No wonder Rena never comes here. Wait, what was that? I saw something shimmer. It came from Rena's other bag. She left it on the table. Why does she carry two bags anyway? Does she have that many things to carry? Yep. I got up and examined her bag to see what was shining. Could be something from inside. Should I really take a look? She's probably going to be pissed off at me, but let's see what it is. Probably something from the shop. I slowly opened her bag to peered to take a look inside. It felt much heavier than usual. That's a crystal ball. There's also a familiar swirling inside the ball. She stole a crystal ball? And nobody noticed it going out? How did Greta get this? Theodore! Ah, you're back. I recoiled away from the bag, hiding my hands behind my back. I gave a sheepish smile to Rena. What were you doing? I was standing. What are you doing near my bag? I was standing near your bag. Why were you touching it? You ask too many questions. You sound like you're interrogating me. Please, spare some mercy. Why were you touching my bag? And that did not help at all. Time for plan B. I noticed those beads on your bag were from that shop the other day. What? Gotcha. Jeez, I know you might get stressed out a lot, but I didn't think you'd rage over your delicate jewelry set. What happened to one of a kind? How would you do something so cruel to something so beautiful? Theo! Rena sprinted to the table. Whoa, watch out, the drinks will spill. Without listening to anything I said, she moved the bag to one side of the table and glared at it. Never speak of this ever again. Ever. Of course, ma'am. Rena and I sat down at the table. Even if you don't have many drinks, can't you at least have bought a better one? What's the difference from this orange juice with any other? This is made from cheap oranges. That is officially the title of this video, cheap oranges. You've got to be kidding me. Can you stop being picky and at least enjoy that you're having something? I guess it isn't too bad. Next time you should buy a different brand of orange juice. I don't get how you can tell the difference. It seems alright with me. I savored many beverages in my time. Whoa, you don't have to show off that rich kid attitude again. Sorry, can't help it. Sometimes, I wonder how we're even friends for this long. You definitely read my mind then. Oh, really? Who knew I was a psychic? I don't think you have the capabilities of being a full-fledged psychic. What's that supposed to mean? It means I think you would need to think more to actually advance the psychic level. Damn, kid! Psychics don't exist anyway. I don't get why you're thinking too deeply about it. I just happen to stereotype most psychics as deep thinkers. That's all. I've read about it in books and watched movies about psychics. You should sometimes stop thinking too much about one thing. It might not be good for your mental health. Well, what do you know? It's those famous words again. Rena and I laughed as we indulged. Yeah, this is a laughing face. As we indulged in one another of our affable conversations. The tense atmosphere lingered around this same room previously had completely vanished. Really? Well, maybe not completely, since I can still recall it being here. It was then that I felt a familiar weight acting on me. My head was forced to tilt downward as a result. Did I say something, Theo? No, I'm fine. I'm sorry if I said anything to hurt you. Again, is her face just stuck like this? No, Rena, it's not you. There we go. I know how you must feel, Theo. Rena, you don't have to talk about it. Yes. I know you had problems with your parents, and I keep meddling. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered at all. You weren't meddling, Rena. You didn't even talk about it as much as possible. The faces aren't even matching what they're saying anymore. Calm down. You shouldn't feel so emotional about this. Rena rested her head on the table and stared into space. She remained silent for a while. I can't believe I ended up making her feel depressed as well. Here, Rena, have some juice. Thanks. She didn't even move. Great, you were trying to cheer me up and I ended up making you feel depressed. It's ironic, isn't it? Rena, you've been a good friend to me. I don't know what I would have done without you. From the day I moved here to any time I needed you, you would be there for me. I'll always be sure to return the favor. You can't worry about something that was caused by me, I'm guessing. Thanks, Theo. She slowly lifted her head from the table, but I could still see tears prickling her eyes. I don't know what came over me, Theo. I guess seeing you made me feel like everything just happened a few hours ago. Here, have some juice. Rena sipped her juice. She closed her eyes for a moment and heaved a sigh. She immediately opened them. Alright, no more depressing talk from me, okay? We're not going to talk about this, and we'll just see what to do after that. Of course, I'm not going to completely ignore my mother. I'll get into contact with her soon. I'll have to anyway. You shouldn't worry too much about it. I'll handle this problem. You've helped me enough already. Rena didn't respond and kept silent. I have to go back home, Theo. Are you still upset? No, Theo. I just have to go. Rena stood and stared at the table for a moment. She slowly shook her head, then picked up the bag. Thank you for trying to cheer me up, Theo. You've been a great help to me on that day? What? I guess I'll see you tomorrow. I heard her quick footsteps down the corridor, slowly growing softer until I couldn't hear it at all. Great job, Theo. You just made things worse for her. No, why? Mom, Dad. We're really sorry, ma'am. We couldn't. Couldn't what? You were there when it happened. I trusted you. They trusted you. Is this how you repay them? What have I ever done to you? Why did you have to hurt me like this? Rena, you all failed me. What did they ever do to you? Rena, please. I'll get rid of all of you. All of you will pay. Every single one of you will. Rena! Theo, how could I have let this happen? Why did this happen to me? Why was I too late to stop that witch? Mom, Dad, no. Her wails are still ringing in my ears. How distraught and helpless she was. Is this help happening in real time? Like, next day? What? What happened to Rena? Okay, no, it's not. What happened to Rena was tragic. There's nothing we could do about it. There was still something I could do about my parents, though. So apparently her parents died in the past, but I don't know. Just like what Chris could have done. However, I should probably call my mom later. She would have cooled down again. Or else we might have a copy of our earlier conversation. I looked over at the open door again. Rena must have forgotten to close it. I dragged myself to the door to close it when my eye caught sight of a familiar red-cloaked girl. What is she doing over here? I peered over from the door to take a closer look at what she was doing. There I saw Chris wandering aimlessly around the corridor. She was staring at another door opposite her before casting her eyes to the ground again. She walked around in a circle and walked a few steps away from my apartment. She stopped in her tracks and pondered for a moment. She twisted around and her eyes were locked on mine. Oh! I rolled my eyes and stepped away from the door towards her. What are you doing here? Do you live here, Theo? I never knew. What are you looking for, anyway? Was it obvious that I was looking for something? It was obvious you were searching, but you just confirmed that it was something. Was a something, not a someone. Oop, I slipped up there. I better go find that thing, so I'll walk in the opposite direction. What are you looking for? If you lost it here, then I can help. That, my friend, is confidential information. If it's a something, it shouldn't be too hard to find over here. So, it's obvious the thing isn't here, so I'll go in the opposite direction. What is with your obsession with the opposite direction, anyway? You know, the thing. It must be there since it's obviously not here. She's not going to tell me anything. I should try another method. Can't you at least come in? I can get you a drink if you want. What kind of drink? Fruit juice? Fruits? Yay, I want to join! It was as easy as taking candy from a baby. Okay, we're gonna pin it right here, and we'll pick it up back with the stolen crystal ball, I guess. That has to be it. I guess that's the way it's going, and probably since Rena's parents are dead, maybe y'all tied together to that, but we are closing in on the hour mark if we haven't full out past the hour mark. So we're going to have to see if they can tie this thing together at the end. So go ahead, hit that like button if you're liking it. And VMsound.com, go ahead, check out the website. Lots of good stuff there. Just saying. See you guys next time.